All right, welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep today into a match that had Celtic fans on the edge of their seats, a real nail-biter in the Champions League.
Yeah, a game that really had everything, eh?
Absolutely. We're talking about Celtic versus Young Boys, a match that ultimately decided Celtic's fate in this year's Champions League.
That's right, with a spot in the knockout stages up for grabs.
And it was a wild ride, folks, full of twists and turns, VAR drama, a late-own goal, even a red card. But before we get into all of that, just a quick reminder for our listeners, we'll be dissecting this match, using a variety of sources to give you the most comprehensive analysis.
Exactly. We're looking at match reports, post-game interviews, tactical breakdowns, you name it.
Our mission here is to go beyond just the final score and really understand what happened on the pitch and what it all means for both teams moving forward.
And for those who maybe haven't been following the Champions League closely, this match essentially boiled down to this. Celtic needed a win to secure their place in the top 24.
So let's rewind back to that night in Glasgow. Right from the kickoff, Celtic were clearly the dominant side.
Oh, absolutely. You could see their intent from the first whistle. They were hungry for that win, controlling possession, creating chances, really putting the pressure on young boys.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing, was it? I mean, they had that early goal from Kyogo Furuhashi disallowed in the 6th minute for offside.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Seemed like they had the perfect start, only to be pulled back by VAR.
And how much do you think that early setback, that sort of almost having it and then it being taken away, how much do you think that affected Celtic's mindset for the rest of the match?
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but it certainly could have deflated them, right? You score early, you think you're on your way, and then boom, it's gone. But to their credit, Celtic didn't let it phase them too much.
No, they kept pushing, kept creating chances, and they came so close on a couple of occasions. Rio Hatete with that incredible curling effort, what some commentators called a banana shot.
Oh, that was a beauty. Had Keller, the young boy's keeper, absolutely scrambling, saved it just barely.
And then not one, but two more goals from Kyogo were ruled out, right?
Yeah.
One for a foul in the build-up and the other, again, for offside.
Yeah, talk about frustrating. They must have felt like they were cursed. All that effort and still no goals to show for it.
And it wasn't just the disallowed goals, right? There was also that missed penalty. Greg Taylor was clearly fouled in the box, penalty given, but Arne Engels couldn't convert.
It was a great save from Keller, to be fair to him. He really kept young boys in the game, especially in that first half.
Yeah, he was immense. So despite dominating the first half, Celtic couldn't find a way through, and things started to shift a little bit in the second half, didn't they?
They did. Young boys came out with a bit more fight, defending a little deeper, more compactly, making it much harder for Celtic to break them down.
Yeah, it felt like they'd adjusted their tactics at halftime, absorbing the pressure and looking to hit Celtic on the counterattack.
Exactly. And they had their moments, too. You can't forget that double save from Kasper Schmeichel, son of the legendary Peter Schmeichel, denying Malaya what looked like a certain goal.
Oh, that was a crucial moment. Those kinds of saves can really swing the momentum of a match.
Absolutely. And for a while there, it felt like young boys might just steal a point, maybe even nick a win against the run of play.
But then that decisive moment arrived, and it came from a rather unexpected source, an own goal.
Oh, yeah, that was heartbreaking for young boys. Adam Ida's shot was saved well by Keller, but the rebound deflected off Loris Benito and into the back of the net.
You could just feel the energy shift in the stadium at that moment. Relief and jubilation for Celtic, despair for young boys.
It was like all that pent-up frustration for Celtic just evaporated in an instant. They finally had their goal, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
But as if this match needed any more drama, there was still time for a red card. Daisen Maeda was given his marching orders in the final minutes after a VAR review for kicking out at Mohamed Ali Kamara.
Yeah, that was a bit of a controversial one. Some thought it was harsh, others thought it was deserved.
Ultimately, though, it didn't change the outcome. Celtic held on for that 1-0 victory, securing their place in the Champions League top 24 for the first time since 2013.
A massive achievement for the club and for their manager, Brendan Rodgers. It's actually the first time he's managed to guide a team out of this stage of the competition.
Talk about a personal milestone. And what about young boys? Another tough night for them, extending their winless run on the road in the Champions League to, get this, 12 matches.
Yeah, not the record they were hoping for. But it shows you how tough this competition is, even for a team like Young Boys, who came in with high hopes.
And it really highlights the fine margins that exist at this level of football, doesn't it? Celtic were clearly the better team on the night, but it all came down to a single somewhat fortunate goal.
Absolutely. And that's what makes football so captivating, so unpredictable. You can dominate a match, create tons of chances, but sometimes it just comes down to a moment of luck, a bounce of the ball, a split-second decision.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What does this match tell us about the nature of the beautiful game? How do you prepare for the unpredictable? How do you handle the pressure when everything's on the line? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this, folks. Share your comments, keep the conversation going. And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.